Welcome to the video. It's Monday the 20th of April 2020 and this marks week number 5 of our lockdown, and for me week 5 of my unemployed, jobless, without job status, whichever you like to call it. For me this morning, feeling a lot like a lack of a sense of purpose, official purpose that is. I've created a lot of purpose to my days to make sure they keep busy, as I've been talking about, and that's really effective on the most part to keep me mentally occupied, driven, focused, motivated and productive, and making these videos has been absolutely awesome for that, and I hope you're enjoying them. But I just thought I'd share today a little bit of one of those days where I don't feel $1 million. I'm finding the whole situation feeling a little bit overwhelming, and that puts your anxiety up a bit. I feel really positive with all the discussion in the press over the past couple of days that we are going to see an end to this, and we will see ourselves coming out of this lockdown. There's a lot of talk about when it will be and how it will happen and when things will start reopening. In the industry I am in, which is dentistry, I work as a dental hygienist, as I've mentioned before. I can't quite see how or when we're going to do that, and that is filling me with some anxiety, if I'm honest. The sense of purpose is a really important thing to me. I think I've got over my stress of the finances, although they of course are still there, but it's really that sense of having somewhere to be and helping people on a day-to-day basis. It's really opened my eyes to know that obviously was something that's very important to me. So I guess you can see that as a positive. But the way we work, we create a lot of aerosol, which is a really risky thing. It always has been, but of course we wear our PPE. But at the moment, given the situation, I can't see when this lockdown ends, we won't just go straight back to work. It's just not possible. And I don't quite know how it's going to happen. There's so many unanswered questions. And obviously the chiefs above in the dental world don't know either, because we haven't had any good guidance really, to be honest with you, this entire process. I'm not blaming anyone. It's a completely unprecedented situation, but the lack of guidance definitely leads to a lot of uncertainty. And in my mind, I just can't see, without a vaccine and without good testing facilities, how we will go back to work. Even if I did go back to work, how would that then work in terms of me being able to see my friends and family? I have some friends and family that are in the vulnerable group, so if I went back to work and exposed myself, I potentially then wouldn't be able to see them. So it leads and poses all sorts of questions, which I think I've been overthinking a little bit this morning. But I'm sure you guys, in whatever industry you work in or whatever your situation is, everyone has these concerns, and the uncertainty is just a massive head mess. And you certainly have days where you're high, and certainly have some days, like today, where you're not feeling so mighty fine. However, I have a little strategy to cheer myself up, and I wanted to talk to you about something fitness related that hopefully will help, given this sense that we're in, where we're doing a lot of exercise at the moment and everyone's starting to run and walk a bit more, which, as I've said so many times, really makes me happy to see everyone getting out there. So today I got an email from Strava telling me that my trainers had now run 700 kilometers or something like that, which is probably exceeded. They probably done way too many. So I thought I'd cheer myself up by cracking out a pair of trainers that I had bought specifically for my triathlon, which is coming up in August. It hasn't been cancelled yet, but I don't think it's going to go ahead. And to be honest, my training hasn't been very specific for it, because I've had it in my mind that it's not going to happen. So I thought I'd unbox my trainers, tell you which trainers I use. If you're interested in buying some new trainers, I couldn't recommend these highly enough, and I'm sure they will get a lot of use at these times. So let me get into this, unbox my trainers and tell you a little bit about them. So if you haven't already guessed it there from my B-roll, my trainer of choice is made by a company called On Cloud. They're a Swiss running brand who make amazing products, and I'm an absolutely devoted fan. I've been using these trainers for quite a few years now, and I basically just keep changing the color in and out every time I get a new pair. I personally use this model, which is called the Cloud. It's based around being lightweight and made for short runs and general adventuring, but they do everything for long distance running, off-road trail running, and I think they're even starting to make hiking boots as well now, so they'll have you covered whatever you're into. As I say, I've used these for years. I really, really like them. They've been all over the world for me. They look great, so they're really nice to wear with a pair of jeans, or if you're probably going out for a run, or even just your athletic wear, which I'm basically living in at the moment. So I've taken them to Norway, Iceland, hot countries, cold countries, on photo adventures. Always had a pair of running trainers with me at the same time, so it kills two birds with one stone, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So if you get a pair of these, I think you'll find you won't go back if you do like them, because I've tried to introduce other shoes into the mix from time to time, but I've always fallen back to these guys. I love how lightweight this model is. The lacing system is really easy. There are no laces pretty much. These things are elastic, and you just put your foot in and you are good to go. They dry really easily. Very, very comfortable and lightweight, and I like the sole system. They've made them so their tagline is running on clouds, and the first time you wear them you will feel really, really light on your feet. So not a sponsored video. My dream one day would be to be sponsored by these guys, because I'm a really, really big fan. But I hope you like them. If you are looking for a new pair of trainers, maybe you want to give them a go. And on that note, if you have started running recently, or you've suddenly started upping your mileage, just beware and keep an eye on the mileage that you're putting into a pair of trainers, because you can easily clock it up, and they only have a certain lifespan on them, and you will start doing damage to your joints and your feet if you overrun a pair of trainers. I actually got an email from Strava this morning because I clock my trainers for each run. You can add all your trainers in and then allocate them to your run or your walk even, or whatever activity you're doing, so you know how many miles you've put on them. My last pair had over 700 kilometers, so I think I absolutely maxed them out, and that prompted me this morning to get these out of the cupboard, and we'll give these a bit of an airing later. This has just cheered me up. I feel a lot better by the end of this video, and I can't wait to take these out for a spin. I hope you enjoyed the video, a little bit of an insight into one of the not so positive days, but you can turn it around if you try, and we've just got to keep going. So I hope you guys are okay too and enjoyed the video. Do give it a thumbs up and a subscribe to stay tuned. I'll be back tomorrow with a little bit more HY wow.